This is the main motorway out of Athens. Hardly believable it was open, yet for those in the Greek capital, the quickest way out. The winds have been so strong and changeable, though, that those fleeing often headed straight towards the next furnace. Fire chiefs saying the residents often had no time to escape from their cars or houses. The worst hit is Mati, a seaside resort 20 miles from Athens. Those here had to run for their lives. This man says, I ran into the sea just to get away from the carbon dioxide, as far as I could, but I couldn't see anything. Some were not quick enough. In one of these villas, 26 bodies were found huddled together, including several children. Their parents embrace no protection.
People have lost their friends, their relatives. There is no electricity. There is no...
26 when you do 2 times 4. I mean, like it. 6 take away 2, 4 sacrifice. Those were sacrifices. Or whether or not they were done by people or spirits that they put out. That these witches and stuff be chanting. Put the spirit on them people. But it's still all of Yahweh Shai.
Water. The police and the fire department are still looking for people who are missing, and they are collecting dead people from apartments.
Tourists heading to catch a ferry to the islands have been evacuated by bus, while 8 Danes who fled the fires on a sailing boat are still missing. With the death toll above 60 and likely to rise, the country's Prime Minister has declared 3 days of national mourning. Alexis Tsipras saying we'll do whatever to get the fire under control, but I'm still concerned by further outbreaks. As the state of emergency continues, there is an appeal for international assistance. The dry winter and summer heatwave creating tinderbox conditions. In ancient Greece, the god of fire, Hephaestus, was one of the most revered divinities. Today, the prayers will be to the rain gods, and with downpours forecast in the coming days, they may yet be heard. Richard Palo, ITV News.
That's the problem with the world now. These the heathens, they can worship, the fire god and the rain god and all of that. Over there in Egypt is not even the Egyptians. It's Ishmael, if I'm not mistaken. But Israel, Israelites over there that look like them heathens and stuff. So ultimately, this world is being punished for the wickedness, man. Israel not supposed to be worshiping the mother gods. 1, 2. When Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh send Yahweh Shai back, the whole world is going to be ruling righteousness. So all them gods and stuff going to be done away with. And all the nations are going to know the Lord, man. They're going to be following the law, statutes, and commandments. It says it up in Isaiah. It said, let us go up to Jerusalem, basically, so that he will teach us his ways, man. So, but on to the next clip.
And unforgiving. Flames devoured seaside resort towns along Greece's eastern coast. Tiny communities bustling with summer tourists became fully engulfed in a matter of minutes. Firefighters didn't stand a chance in stopping the damage, making rescue efforts all the more urgent.
We ran along the beach and then we were caught by the fire, so kind of surrounded. We had to go into the water and dive there so that we didn't burn our hair and head.
Hundreds of people survived by rushing into the sea and later were picked up by first responders in boats. It was one of very few escape options in the face of immediate danger.
From the time that they saw some smoke approaching until they had to evacuate the house was less than 20 minutes.
Not everyone who fled to the water made it there. Red Cross workers found 26 bodies here. Men, women, and children huddled together just meters from the safety of the sea. It seems some of them knew each other, says this Red Cross worker. They could be friends or relatives or families who tried to protect themselves by hugging each other, he says. Shock and frustration are just starting to set in for survivors. Panagiotis Dagalos is searching through the ashes and rubble in the spot where he last saw his wife alive. They tried to escape by car, but when the streets filled with vehicles and the flames raced toward them, he knew it was too late.
I took my baby and ran towards the sea, while my wife, I didn't know what happened. I think she burned herself here. I didn't turn my head back. Nothing. I was running towards the sea.
Greece is...
And what does that remind you of, Akyam? Reminds you of what happened in with Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot left his wife. His wife looked back, So if there's a fire and it's engulfing everything, your first thought is to hurry up and get out. So why did she not make it? Ultimately it was Yahweh Shemel Shai, but as you can see, the point is the guy, he made it out, man. He said he didn't even look back for her, man. So when that time comes, it's gonna be a lot of women that want to hold on to this world, and you're gonna have to leave them. Some of them you might have to push a little, to get up and get moving. But if anything, like the scripture say, be a pilgrim, be ready to leave. Don't be, waiting for nobody. Get up and leave, man.
Prime Minister called an emergency response meeting and is asking other European leaders for support. No one knows what started the fire, but the winds that fueled the flames have eased. Still, smoke is visible 40 kilometers away in the capital, casting an eerie shadow over the city's landmarks as the country pauses for 3 days of national mourning. Katie Simpson, CBC News, London.
That's how you know we are in the last days, because these fires be sweeping through whole cities, man, and killing, sometimes hundreds of people, man. And it's happening all over the world. I have another article. Yeah, I wrote this out. I might put that one up also, but it's happening all over the world, man. These fires that's sweeping through these cities, as well as the record heat temperatures that's going on all over the world, man. But with that being said, all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.